Good morning, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast from MPIinvest.com. Well, coming to the market yesterday, it was a very volatile day. In fact, we had discussed this yesterday morning that there are so many reasons in the world that's actually going to make the market volatile. And apart from that, of course, today's expiry. So, market, of course, was really volatile. It was going all the way down and up, and almost 100 points move in just 15-20 minutes. That was the kind of volatility which is really bad for a trader, but then the investor is the one who doesn't even know what's happening and still enjoys the profit. Well, coming to the market, mainly yesterday we could see there was major power coming in from HDFC Twins and also Infosys. So in fact, Infosys could be because of the short covering happening, because people would have shorted Infosys heavily of late. Entire IT sector itself was shorted heavily. Since market were expecting them to underperform, and a lot of people would like to kind of clear up their shorts before the TCS results came, because if at all results come something positive, there could be chances that the market could reverse for the IT sector. And on that hope, we could see Infosys rising up. HDFC has been on continuous rise of late. Naturally, FIAs are buying. In fact, yesterday FIAs have gone to buy for almost 1,900 crores. Yes, so that's kind of huge buying that they bought, almost 1,907 crores to be precise, while the DIAs have sold for about 200 crores. So of late, if you see, I told you last week also they pumped in almost 5,000 plus crores, and this week also they are on net buying side. So when they buy, one of their favorites is of course HDFC Bank, and that is of course happening. Along with that, there are reasons, because there is an expectation that probably HDFC Bank results are coming out in this weekend. So the expectation is that the results might be good. So that could be one reason. That is one thing. Second thing, recently there was an announcement of the huge fundraising that's happening at HDFC. So that's kind of adding to the positive news. So apart from that, if you look at the market yesterday, of course, the most important news that we were awaiting for was the inflation data. But let me talk about TCS results just before that. So TCS results were out yesterday. The revenues have kind of beaten estimates, but then the profit is not meeting the estimate. So I would say overall for the company, it is kind of good. But for the market, I would not be really confident about how the market would react, because one important thing for the company, why I say is good, is they've got some amazing deals in the bag, so which could be profitable over a period of time. But then for now, and also if you look at another positive thing, compared to the last quarter, this quarter has been better. But then the profit has been on the lower side, and with this, finally the market might, like for today, I would say, like I always say, on the day of results, whatever happens in the market is not because of how the stock is performed in the result, but it is more of how many people are short on this stock and how many people are long. So basically, since a lot of people have sold or bought, they would be clearing up the cushion based on the results. So today would be more of that, and add to that the expiry volatility. But however, for a longer term, I would say TCS is still looking good. This is not a buy recommendation. I am not a SEBI registered analyst, but then yes, this is my personal view, and things are looking good for TCS for a longer term. So I would actually be looking at investing in SIP mode into TCS. Then let us talk about the next part, that is the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. So nothing but inflation. So we were expecting a sub 6% level of inflation happening yesterday, and I mean for the last month, the data was expected to be less than 6%, and on the dot, the CPI inflation has come at 5.66%, which is much below the RBI comfort level of 6%. So that is a great news, because if you see, the video again has an issue today. Looks like the problem is not sorted. I will try to sort that soon, but since the audio is on, I'll continue. So now, as I was talking to you about inflation, so inflation has come out at 5.66%. That's a good thing. And the reason they say is because the vegetables prices have gone down. Now, is that true across our life is something that we need to check. Yes, of course, to some extent it has come down. But then along with that, probably it is aiding to logistics prices coming down. So that is one thing which is seen as a good thing, that India has already achieved its inflation target. So that is a really good thing. But after that, what happened in the US is more important to know. Now, in the US also, the inflation has actually eased. It has come down to around 5%. Now, that is almost 1% down from what was last month. Last month was around 6%. So month on month, the rise was expected to be 0.2%, but it has actually come just 0.1%, which is also good. So naturally, this data came in just before US market opened. So US market opened with a big gap up. Now, after the markets opened, the US market started falling immediately. Naturally, because there was some bad news from the Europe side, I would say, because Swiss government came out with the ruling that they may not be supporting the Credit Suisse bank, which was recently taken over by UBS, with some funding, which was kind of earlier expected. So we could see the European markets falling, and the same led to the fall in the US market. But just after that, there was also the Federal Reserve chair, that is Jerome Powell, coming out and speaking. So there was again a good news. The good news was that most of the members in the Monetary Policy Committee have actually voted against increasing the rates further. So that's exactly a great news, isn't it? And that is when probably the market started moving up again in the US. But then came the next announcement from these members that they are expecting officially a recession in the US, which could kind of tip the US market into a recession for a short period, and it might take about 2 years for the recovery. This is where market, broke loose, and we could see the market falling. And yesterday, the US markets have all closed in the red. So the positivity was not long lived. So with all the inflation, also coming out good data, but still because of recession fears, US market fell. Now, same thing is impacted in the global markets as well. So if you look at SGX Nifty was almost down, which was indicating a gap down opening. But as of now, when I look at SGX Nifty, it's kind of recovered some portion. So it looks like we might have a flat opening. However, SGX Nifty may not be the exact indicator, but then of course we might see a flat opening in India. Apart from that, if you look at next important thing, it is Asian markets. Asian markets are all kind of trading mixed. So as I look at the Asian markets right now, Japan is kind of flat, and if you look at Shanghai, is slightly negative. China is also flat, I would say. Hong Kong is negative by almost 1%, and Korea is flat. So overall, the Asian markets don't see any enthusiasm. Now, if you look at Indian market, again, Indian market also doesn't look very enthusiastic right now, because TCS results are not nothing great to talk about. So with all this, I am expecting a flat to slightly gap down opening in the Indian market, and along with that, focus would be on IT sector and HDFC Bank, because HDFC Bank results are coming over the weekend. So people, a lot of people who are holding positions might even square off their positions in HDFC Bank, and new trades also would be taken in HDFC Bank to take benefit of the results situation. So these are few things which are not looking great for Indian market. However, one important thing that we need to look at is today is again a weekly last trading day of this week, and next 3 days are going to be holidays. So with this holidays ahead, most traders will of course look to clear some of the positions, or as they would not like to carry their positions. So that would kind of have some sell off by end of the day, and that is something that could be expected at this point of time. So now for today, I would say let us see how the Indian market opens. I am expecting, like I told you, flat to slightly negative opening, but let us see how it's going to sustain. We will see in a lot of intraday volatility. Of course, we might see the movement going up and down, but probably by end of the day we might close negative is my expectation for the day. So that's it for now. Looking forward to a great weekend. Let us catch up with more details on the Sunday Market Pulse video, and of course our meet at the MPA family. So that's it for now. Hope you loved listening to all these things, and I'm sure you would be having some questions. If you have some questions, do post it in the comment section. We will be answering them in the next podcast. So that's it for now. See you. This is Srikanth and signing off. But before we leave, do remember to press the like button if you love the content that we share. And do share the podcast with your friends and relatives to help them learn and invest together with us.